Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teesprings.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla at us.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome you to another show. Smooth, you want to say what up?
What's going on, good people? You already know it's your boy Smooth. Got a great show lined up for y'all tonight. Have some fun with it.
No doubt, no doubt. We're actually waiting on Sunny to join back in. She's going to be on tonight as well. So it is October 26th, 2020. We almost done with October, man. It's flying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going quick. You just had your birthday weekend. Enjoyed your birthday weekend. How was it?
Man, birthday's still going on. You know how we do. Scorpio in the field. Scorpio in the building. No doubt. So yeah, birthday's going great. You know, I've been actually celebrating all month. I been traveling. I did this little staycation early on. What up, though? We got another special guest over here.
Okay, you got little Dan.
You're right. little silky. So I spent the first couple of weeks traveling, first 3 weeks actually traveling, and then I'm traveling right now. I'm actually down in Florida. Just been enjoying the time, enjoying the weather, you know how we do. But yeah, just spending time with friends and family, that kind of thing. Finally back with my fiance. It's been 10 long months plus. So thanks a lot, Rona. but it's cool. You know, we just been getting a chance to reconnect, just kind of spend some time together, that kind of thing. So that's been great. And getting gifts, you know what I mean? Gotta love gifts. Shout out to everybody who's giving me gifts. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Got some wonderful, amazing gifts. Got an amazing giant Marvel book that a great friend gave to me. I got a what's the name of I got this nice condenser mic. It's a podcasting mic. So if anybody noticed my sound is a little more crisp, a little more clear, that's thanks to my baby. She hooked me up with that. And what else I get? Got this balloon. I'm gonna be cherishing this forever. Anything I get, I'm always appreciative. So I know you got a birthday coming up soon, Smooth. What's the plan, brother?
Wait. I got you something though. 35 plus years of great friendship. You can't beat that.
I guess. Thank you, Tanisha. Appreciate it. Thank you. Man. No, for real. Me and Dane been friends, like you said, literally like 35 years. Actually longer, 37 years, because I think I was 9. And so yeah, we
don't be giving out my age.
37 years, man.
Don't be giving out my age.
And yeah, we used to tear up the streets of Detroit. But yeah, that's
pretty much.
So Smooth. What's good for your next?
I really ain't got too much planned. It's in 2 weeks, but my daughter's birthday is 2 weeks after mine. So I'm trying to see what I want to do for her. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah. So I might do a little something. Might have a little get together at the house. With my condition, I can't do too much traveling. My boy hit me up. He wanted to go stay in Atlantic City for the weekend. I might do that, but what I mean, I'm not quite sure yet. You know what I mean? Because I really don't. These last few weeks, I just really haven't been. You know what I mean? In the proper health to really want to be around a lot of people, so to speak.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
been a little nervous, but I'm gonna definitely enjoy it. But I'm really trying to do something for my baby.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you know me, I'm always doing stuff with the kids. My middle daughter, her birthday is a week before mine, and we're not huge on celebrating birthdays or anything, but we always try to do something with them. You know what I mean? Just to kind of show them what's up. And she had a Sunday fun day last week, and we played, card games, hung out. My middle daughter, before I say this next thing, mind y'all, my middle daughter is 22 with a kid and everything. So, we drank, and hella drinks on deck. And then we played. If anybody's familiar with the game Among Us, I don't know if my cousin's on. She's a heavy gamer. We play Among Us. It's like a video game. That you're like running around a spaceship trying to keep from getting killed by an imposter. We played that in real life. So we were running around the house. We got like 6 bedrooms in my house, in my kid's house. We got, huge backyard, huge front yard. So we was running around the house, all these different rooms, with one or two of us were imposters, and if you got snuck on, you got killed, right? So, and it was up to everybody else to figure out who killed you. So it was dope. My daughter, my youngest daughter, always does a murder mystery game for our Sunday fun days, and so she developed this game for us, and so we put that together. She put that together, and we all joined in and played. We had about 13 of us playing. I got a lot of kids, a lot of godchildren and everything, and grandchildren. So we filled up the house and just had a ball.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and shout out to Leah for putting all it together for us.
Hold on. Which middle daughter?
Savannah.
She has a kid? Oh no, I'm so
Kyrie, yeah. Dame went over there, held the baby. He brought his whole family to come see the baby. He told my son, how you doing, Linda?
Getting old.
I'm done. I'm done. Hey, you can catch me at agentshinlow.com.
I know, right? He's like,
end of the show for me.
He's like, I done had enough for the day.
It's the end of the show for me. This is where I end it. I'm
You're
sorry.
Right, exactly.
See you in 7.
Terrible. So yeah, what I was about to say. So tonight we got a great show on deck. We're talking about let me see what's going on with Sunny. She says she's still working on it.
Okay.
All right.
What's up, Linda Love?
So we're what was I about to say? We're talking about a great topic today about dating out of desperation. We have the topic came from a video that I watched, and basically the premise was that this guy was talking about how men and women have this pretension to try to find love by all means, any means necessary, right? And so what he was speaking on was just the fact that sometimes he was really talking to women in this one. He was saying how sometimes women will come through and find these dudes that will say the right thing, will do the right thing, but are portraying something that they're not. And basically what he was talking about was down low dudes. So he was saying how some women are so desperate to get married, that they will pretty much take any man that will just give them that ring, or that will allow them to live that life as a married woman, right? And what I started thinking about was that this is not just a female problem with down low dudes. This is an all around problem with people in general. I know plenty of people who have gotten married just because they wanted to be married, not because they were in love, or not because they had found the right person, not because but there's a variety of factors, right, that led them to becoming a married person, but not out of true love, or out of I found my soulmate, or out of whatever the case may be, I found my partner in life. They're literally just thirsty for that ring. So I wanted to talk about that today, go over a couple of the scenarios, kind of point out some things, some red flags, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So You guys, any of you guys want to speak on any examples that you've seen that out there?
I was we did a previous show a couple years ago, and actually I was in a little situation, and what I said on the show actually ended the situation, the potential relationship, because when you talk about desperation, sometimes people are in situations to where, they just got out of either a bad relationship or they going through something financially, physically, or whatever. Right. You feel me? So they looking for somebody to love them. You know what I mean? Like they're desperate because really they lack that self-worth. And I remember, I don't know if you remember when we was doing a show, me, you, and Sonny was on, and I was saying, I was having a conversation with the young lady at the time, and I told her, I was like, it's we both in a situation to where we can we both going through something, so we feeding off each other. What will happen when both of us is doing well? You know what I mean? Because now the dynamics will change. You feel me? You so in love with me now because you're going through so much, and I'm here for you at this moment. What happens when you're not going through those situations, and would the love still be the same? You feel me? And it turned out, you know what I mean, I was right in that assessment, and she knew it. So it's like a lot of people, I always say, never move. You should never do anything out of desperation. Doing anything in desperation will lead you to making bad choices. And that's, and as far as relationships go, you'll make some horrible choices. You'll make some horrible, horrible choices choosing a partner out of desperation or being in need. We have a lot of people out here, that live by, because you mentioned a lot of people just want to be married or they want that title. That's because they're living by society standards.
True.
Society so-called standards. So they trying to live up to some certain quote unquote American dream. You feel me? We supposed to be married or settle down by a certain age, this, that, and the third. Well, life ain't really like that. You feel me? If your shit ain't together, your shit ain't together. Right. You know what I mean? I ain't just talking about your business. I'm talking about your mental, your spiritual, whatever. If you're not in tune and ready and prepared for a relationship, you shouldn't even be trying to attempt to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? And too many people, and I must say, like you mentioned it, it's always women that get that bad rap of trying to pick out mates but men do it a lot too. You feel me? Men do it way more than what's spoken about. You know what I mean? There's a lot of desperate dudes out here looking for a female to bail them out. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's why you see a lot of these women, you know what I mean? They come to find out they dealing with a man. He really just looking for a place to stay.
Right.
You feel
me?
Exactly. And he really don't even rock with her like that. You feel me? But he's in a desperate situation. He's giving her false hope. He gaslighting her, and she's falling for it because guess what? She's in a desperate situation too. She's searching for love. She trying to live up to the standard. She needs somebody. She probably got kids. She probably looking for a father figure to be around the kids and think they found one. You know what I mean?
Right. Going back to what you were saying about societal standards and about trying to live up to an image. I think that's one of the number one issues, especially. I don't know that there's anything against it for men, but I feel like there's a lot going forward for women where it's like they have family members, they have society telling them, they have, maybe at work, it's like get married, right? And I think that pressure causes them to make those bad decisions or causes them to jump on that first opportunity, right? I had a friend that was a bridesmaid for like 2 or 3 weddings, and every wedding that she went to, it was like people were asking her, like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? And it's like, why is no one asking her, have you found the right man, or have you found the right partner, or have you done what you need to do to be good for yourself? We talk about that all the time on the show, about being prepared for a relationship versus just going out and grabbing the first person that comes across your door. And I think a lot of times we're seeing people being pressured into these situations versus being coached through good relationship etiquette or good relationship strategies. You know what I'm saying? Dame,
most people, yeah.
Oh no, okay.
I think I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying, did you have a comment? I thought you had.
Oh yeah. Actually, I do. I hate following Clint because his stories make me want to ask him a question. Then we get off track and I forget my thoughts. But anyway, I want to ask anyway. Clint, do you think your situation that you was in years ago, are you better off without that person that you?
Oh yeah.
Better off.
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm definitely better off because to this day, you feel me, she still hasn't found herself, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I'm not in a position to be looking for somebody who hasn't found themselves. You don't necessarily, you know what I mean? No, none of us are perfect. I don't have everything I want to have. My situation ain't where I want it to be, but I know who I am. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. Like, I can't deal with nobody who don't know who they are. You understand? So if you're still in that stage, you know what I mean? It's really nothing we can do because you're still trying to find yourself. I think a lot of us, everything usually go back to communication and like Willie was saying, relationship etiquette or strategy is like most people don't communicate, or if they do talk, they're not trying to understand. They just, you know how it goes. You just talk to hear yourself talk, or, you know what I mean, just to try to get your point across. You feel me? So it's like, in that situation, I felt like I'm better, and I felt like she's better off too without me, because it would have just, you know what I mean, it would have been contention. It would have been a lot of drama, because, y'all know me, I'm gonna say it, I'm straightforward. You know what I mean? So if I feel like it ain't, I feel like I would have hurt her progress. You know what I mean? Sometimes, people can like each other. That's one thing. That's the point I really want to make. We can somebody can like you. You can like them. You can be really infatuated with them. That don't mean y'all supposed to be together. You feel me? And I think desperation leads a lot of people, just because somebody likes them and you may like them, y'all think y'all should be in a relationship. You know what I mean? But it's more to, y'all know more than I do. It's more that goes into a relationship than just liking somebody. You know what I mean? That's just like the basic, you know what I mean, lowest level of the start of a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much more to it. So, to answer the question directly, yes, I am better off. She's better off too.
Because a lot of people have this. It's a timetable for everybody to be a certain person in a certain situation at a certain age at all the times. For some reason, people can't just go at the normal progress of themselves or in their relationship. It's always measured up to something else, something greater. Like you should have done this at a certain age. What if I wasn't mentally, emotionally prepared for that situation at that time? Like, I might have thought I was ready for marriage at a certain age. Like when I was 20, I was 20-ish. I forgot how old I was. Ready for marriage then. I'm glad I didn't get married then, because I really wasn't married or mentally or emotionally ready for marriage, even though mentally I thought I was, and financially I was at the time. I'm glad the way things work out in life can make you unprepared. Like, you really didn't know everything that was in any situation, any relationship. Everybody's measuring a relationship against somebody else. I want to be like Jay and Bay. I want to be like this couple.
Right, relationship goals, right?
Yeah, relationship goals. Yeah, my relationship goal is to be with my wife.
Mhm.
That's our relationship goal, is to
Happy
be
and
with each other.
committed.
It's like, but why are you, no, measure your success against yourself.
Right, no doubt.
Don't measure against, like, I want to be where you at. Like I want to be happy like you were or you are, but I'm not trying to be you exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I had one of my closest friends, godfather to all his kids. His wife is like a sister to me. Like, you feel me? We just as close as being him. You feel me? I mean, that's how they got married 20 and 19.
Oh wow.
You feel me? Me? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You feel me? Like, I knew it was no way in hell I can get married at that age, because in my mind, let's be real, it was still some things I wanted to experience that I wouldn't be able to experience
Threesomes.
being married. You feel me? Because like I always told, everybody that knows me or close to me, all my male friends, they know, like, when it comes to marriage, I take that serious.
Yeah.
Like, that's a serious step. So if I ever get down on one knee and propose to any woman, she got to know that, like, I am dead serious. You know what I mean? Like, it's nobody else but her. We not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to, there's no, you know what I mean? It's to death to his part, so to speak. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take them vows seriously. I ain't looking for other women. I want you looking for other men. So I knew at that age I couldn't do it. So I could never. So I agree with you. If I would have been on some stuff, like, because me and him used to always have a conversation in high school, we both wanted to have a lot of kids. Like, that was our thing. Okay. You feel me? Okay. We both wanted to have a lot of kids. You feel me? Now, I'm only had one. He had 6. You feel me? Now, he lived up to his end of the bargain. You know what I mean? Of the deal. I haven't. If I was to judge my life based on, that, I would be disappointed. But I know that just wasn't my path. That may have been a thought or what I wanted at that age. But as I grew up and I had more siblings, you feel me? Because, like, I'm by far the oldest. Like, I got 8 siblings. Like, you know what I mean? I'm the oldest. And they just kept coming as I got older. You feel me? That was like a substitute. So I don't compare my life to his. Well, if I was to compare my life to his, it would just make me feel lesser than what I was, lesser than what I am. You know what I mean? And then I would be trying to jump into relationships or trying to keep up with him and all that. And, like, that's no way to live. And I know people, and I bring that up because I know people who do that. You know what I mean? They've had extra kids because such and such. I know women that have had kids because, oh, my sister done had kids. Now I want to have kids. You feel me? Exactly. And then, like you ruin your life like that, because now you could be having kids with the wrong person. You know what I mean? So you feel me? So you know what I mean? You're not just hurting you hurt the kid.
Or not even trying to keep up with somebody, thinking that you need to have a kid by a certain age, right? You have some, especially women who are, facing what they call the biological clock ticking and all that. Men who are, like you said, that are younger, who are, like, trying to get out here and just have a bunch of kids. They think, like, oh, there's for some men that the number of kids they have is tied to their masculinity and their masculine prowess, right? So they're, having kids with just any woman without, considering who your baby mama's going to be, that kind of thing.
Yeah, let me tell you something. My ex-wife, when we first got married, I was 30, and I worked in a plant. And they asked me, "So you working on any kids yet?" Like, no, we just got married, man. I want to enjoy my wife first, get to know her more in detail with her now. This is just us two now. Really, it's just us two. And then the guy was like, "Hey, man, you want to have kids early, so you want to be able to enjoy them and play with them when you're young, not when you get older." Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of mentality. I'm so glad I didn't take his advice. So I'll be tied to that woman for the rest of my life.
True that.
And looking at me and my current wife and her current wife. So but that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Terrible.
Sorry.
But no, for real though. But I mean, but that's real, and that's the thing is a lot of people don't consider that, not only in the after effects of like a divorce or something like that, but in the current situation, like you mentioned earlier, dealing with the fact that a lot of times you still need to enjoy or build up that relationship early on when you're first getting married, because a lot of times, and not to say that this happened to you, but a lot of times we get married and we don't really know that person 100%, right? I mean, there could be things that you didn't ask early on, or things that you didn't know because y'all didn't live together until you got married. There could be situations that come up because now that you're a married couple, you didn't think about. Because I know one of the things I was talking to,
things change. Things change your perception.
Or things change, exactly. So, one thing I was talking to a friend of mine about earlier today, we were talking about forgiveness, and one of the examples I was giving them was a situation that happened with me and my ex-wife, where she wanted. Well, I think we had a conversation about something we wanted to buy, and I took it upon myself to just go get it and just go do it. I'm all proud of myself, patting myself on the back. I'm like, I took care of business. And she looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? And what I learned was that she wanted me, even though we had discussed it, she wanted me to wait until she could go with her, until she could go with me rather, and make that decision together. And the crazy thing, I can't think of what it was, but I do remember that I believe it was like something that we had really did agree on that was good. That was like, oh yeah, we both agreed that this is what we want. I think it was furniture or something. And we both were like, yeah, this is something nice that we both like. But the thing was, she wanted to still have that opportunity to make that decision with me. So it was like, this was something I didn't know, and this is something that never came up while we dated. This is not something that never came up while we were friends. This is something that never came up until after we got married. And it was also something that was a learning lesson, was like, it's always like, you're not making these decisions on your own. You're making these decisions as a couple, or as a unit, or as a family, or as a pair, as a bonded pair. So that's something I didn't know before I got married. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things you still got to learn as you're building that marriage and that relationship with your new wife or husband. Once you get past that, then yes, it may be a good idea to start having kids if you really want kids at that point. But I have a friend right now that's, a couple of years, 2 or 3 years into their marriage, they still don't want kids. And it's not because they just don't want kids. It's just because they're not ready for it, right? They're like, hey, I got this career going. Their mate has a career going, and they're both focused in on building that career and then living a childless life, which is a whole experience of its own. You know what I'm saying? They eventually may want to get, have children, but right now that's not their focus. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can agree. It's great when you can be young and vibrant and have your kids, be able to play with you and all that kind of stuff. But I'm, 40 something years old. I got grandkids that are just as rambunctious and running around. I still keep up with them. Keep your health together, you'll be fine. So you can still have kids when you're in your 30s and 40s, believe
me. You know what?
But
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dan. No, go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I was going to say, a lot of people from earlier, what you were saying, they want that status quo. Hey, what up, CC?
Oh, no doubt. She was saying the same thing. People could change, and they are allowed to. And things change because of situations, especially when you're in a marriage or you're in a relationship.
Yeah, that's my girl Sierra. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of people want that status quo of I's married now. They want to go off that. No, just to say, no, I'm somebody's husband or somebody's wife. This is my boo. They want that. What's that? That trophy wife, that trophy husband. They not thinking about the whole factor of what goes in on the relationship.
Mm-hmm. I want to touch on something because trauma. A lot of people shouldn't date or try to get involved or do anything when they experience trauma, because that's a form of desperation. You feel me? When something, you know, real dramatic happened to you, and so like your thought process is off. So like for instance, years ago was this young lady, her brother had got murdered. You feel me? Now before her brother got murdered, I tried to, you know, I was trying to talk to her, get to know her, but she wasn't interested. Then her brother got murdered, and she was so sad and going through a lot that now she was reaching out and she needed something. Like, you know, she needed that love, and you know, and I could see it. Now I could have took full advantage of that. You know what I mean? I could have took full advantage of that and be like, oh well, before you weren't digging me, but now since you're going through this, now you just need somebody. Now I could have took advantage of that, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Because I knew her for a long time. She was a real, you know what I mean, real nice girl, or what have you. You feel me? And you know, I brought that up to her, and she, as soon as I brought it up to her, it's like, you know, that light bulb went off.
Clicked, right?
In her head, like, wow, you're right. You know what I mean? You feel me? Then she ended up apologizing to me because she realized, you know, she was trying to use me to fill a void in her. Yeah, so it really wasn't about me. You understand? And then, you know, it don't have to be nothing that, well, a loss of life. It could be you know, a change in career, a loss of a job, health reasons, or whatever, you know what I mean, trauma you experienced. Is like, deal with that first. You know, sometimes we look for other people to fill that void. You know what I mean? It could be you could have been in a bad relationship for so many years, and then you find somebody that's super nice, and you automatically want to jump into that relationship with that person, but you haven't dealt with the damage that has been done to you from that previous relationship. So now you're bringing all that baggage into this new situation, and you're going to end up ruining that situation because you haven't dealt with your own baggage, your own trauma. So, you know what I mean? I implore anybody, like, no matter what you know, because I've experienced that. You know what I mean? Like I said, y'all know, when I went through my health issues, just like, boom, at one point, you know, you go through a cycle of depression. So now you're, you know what I mean? You doubting yourself, you doubting your self-worth. You feel me? So now anybody that comes that shows any type of interest, you feel me? You like, oh man, you know, trust me, I've been there. You feel me? Like, oh man, somebody really cared, and sometimes like it I haven't, and like I realized I didn't deal with what I was going through, or I didn't accept it the way I should have. You feel me? And I end up ruining that situation. You feel me? It had nothing to do with that person. You feel me? So like, I'm speaking from experience. Deal with whatever trauma you're dealing with first. You know what I mean? Get past it, accept it, whatever it is, and deal with it. Because if you move off that, you know what I mean, you're only gonna hurt that other person. You feel me?
But you know what? Dealing with depression, because I'm a person who deals with depression from time to time. Sometimes not just drugs, maybe just something that makes you feel good. You get dependent on that. Like maybe sometimes it could be a person. Like somebody makes you feel good just being in their presence, and you want to be with them all the time. They're not really good for you. They just make you feel good because you're with them, like Sonny. And you just, just got to see them all the time. Like you got to be around them just so you don't go back to what that trauma is. You're trying to fill that void. You're trying to push that pain away. But until you move past that pain and deal with it, you're going to be dependent on this person like a drug.
Right. Exactly.
And this relationship like a drug.
Codependency. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like people usually try to fill that void when they're going through something. I know I've done that, between having a person pass away that's close to me, or losing something big in your life, losing a job, stuff like that. Like you said, I mean, that it's a form of depression or a form of loss that will have you, reaching out to people that you normally wouldn't, or have you end up feeling like you don't really. I mean, not that you don't care about that person, but that you don't really care about the relationship you're building. You're just trying to get with that person or whatnot, just to kind of fill that void. And definitely you don't want it to be a issue of being in a rebound. You don't want to be, recognize those red flags when a person is going through something, when they're dealing with something, recognize that and be cautious. You know what I'm saying? I know that I went through when I went through my divorce and I was started to date. I was, dating. I had dated a few different women, and one woman was like very observant, about stuff like that. And what she was looking at was like, hey, there's actions that you're doing and things that you're saying, and either you're not over this or you're still going through those emotions and those ups and downs. And so she was like, she didn't really want to get involved fully because she knew that there was more to just me wanting to be with her. There was also the situation where I needed to be more of a what's the word? I needed to be more healed. You know what I mean? I needed to be more conscious of what I was doing. So I think that, a lot of us, a lot of times, go through these breakups and these things that we go through, and we don't consider the fact that, we may just be, having this next person in a rebound. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to be conscious of that. And like I said, you got to have that strategy, right? You got to be able to know what you're getting involved in, and like you say, the trauma and the bond and the codependency, that's just definitely not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Joy.
and real quick, the one thing about, depression is sometimes we don't really realize we're going through it until it's too late sometimes.
You're like at the end of it or in the middle of it?
Or in the middle of it, you know what I mean? You really, and so that's when sometimes you have to, that's why I say you always have to be self-aware. That's why I always talk about that mirror. You always got to check yourself in that mirror. You feel me? Check yourself, because if you're not, you'll be slipping, and then you're not realizing you're making decisions out of desperation.
Right.
You feel me? Because you may not feel you're in a desperate situation. You know what I mean? Right. That's like you was just speaking of being like being self-aware, being, you know what I mean, knowing where you're at mentally, you know what I mean, is very important. Because if you don't, you know what I mean, you'll make all, and this applies to all aspects of your life, you'll end up making poor decisions. You feel me? Thinking you're on the right path when really you're just going in a downward spiral. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Like being self-aware is very important before even trying to get into a relationship. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes while you're depressed, making those bad decisions, you being depressed and you making bad decisions can make you more depressed, and you don't get out that whole depression until later.
It's like a cycle. Exactly.
It's a horrible cycle. Like, yeah, man, I did this and oh crap. No, you're still stuck. You're just like now I'm stuck on something else that's making me depressed.
Yeah.
The bad decision.
That's why sometimes it's good just to. There's nothing wrong. I tell people all the time. There's nothing wrong with just starting over. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. Like sometimes, like I've been teaching I teach my daughter how to play chess. You feel me? In a game of chess, you always know you got to think moves ahead.
3. Yep.
You know what I mean? So you can be up. You can have the board. You understand? And you could be like imminent victory. You make one wrong move in chess, it's over. You feel me? Like one bad, one slight, oh, I didn't mean to put it there, I meant to put it there, and it's over. You feel me? So that's
no doubt.
That's life too. You know what I mean? You can have everything going right. One bad misstep and it'll be over. The only thing about life that's different from chess, you don't see that board. Right. You don't see tomorrow. You feel me? You don't know what tomorrow holds. So you always have to be, you know what I mean? You can look forward, but you know what I mean? You always gotta be aware of your move. You know what I mean? Because like Dame just said, you could be making moves thinking, but you know what I mean? You could be playing a losing hand in the losing position. You know what I mean? And make it feel worse.
Yeah, I want to touch on what Joy just said, and I think you just touched on this as well, Smooth, and talking about trauma bonds, right? Joy's one of my best friends. She also kind of worked with me throughout my divorce, helping me understand what I was doing, what I was going through. And she was my therapist through it all. So she kind of, definitely walked me through some of these issues that I was having. And that was the thing. It was like telling or dealing with people in a situation because you're in trauma, they're in trauma, and you're in that negativity or that negative energy is what's keeping y'all together. Those pains and those hurt feelings that y'all both have, that's what's keeping y'all together. You know what I mean? And it's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? She just posted something else. That people need for love to come from the void of love they're missing. For it took her a while to understand she was seeking the void of love lost when her mom passed when she was a kid. Her abandonment issues caused her to become a slave to her loyalty. Yeah, and that's a big thing. That's a huge thing, especially when you're younger and you don't even understand where your void is coming from, where that missing piece of you is coming from, because you end up reaching out for anything that you can grab hold on. You know what I mean? You literally reach out for anything you can grab hold on. You're talking abusive relationships, you're talking gaslighting relationships, you're talking just relationships that just have no dead ends. You know what I mean? So it's a cycle, and you definitely have to recognize where that's coming from so that you can heal that. Like she said, from her, it was when she was a kid, literally a kid. So it's not as simple as like, for me, it was like my divorce. So it was like I knew where that was coming from. I knew some of the bad actions and bad ideas I was having, things I was doing had nothing to do with, or had more to do with my breaking up with in that relationship and not knowing how to handle it versus what the situation I was in or that I was screwing up.
But in all fairness, though, how do you really know how to deal with that relationship when it ends? You really don't. That's something totally new, something never you really thought of. Like you never thought when you get with somebody you're gonna break up with them.
Yeah, but I think that is. I think that's. I mean, one. She mentioned here the transparency is a missing piece, and what I think she's referring to here is being transparent, one with yourself, but also with the next person, right? But then two, I think a lot of times what we do is we don't recognize or we don't like clarify with ourselves what we went through, right? We try to push that down, those feelings, that emotion, the issues that we're kind of dealing with, you know what I mean? We push a lot of that down.
Push past it. You try to push past it.
I'm trying to push past it, right? Trying to push past, especially guys. We do that a lot because we don't want to deal with the emotions. We don't think we have the emotion, and usually we don't. We're usually emotionally immature. We're usually emotionally immature and don't know how to deal with the emotions. So it's a lot of times we just kind of push past it. Like for me, luckily enough, I had a therapist that could tell me, somebody who could be, she was basically like telling me how to coaching me through it, right? And so I got lucky. Other people go to a actual therapist, or they get therapy, to get through some of these things. They recognize what's causing them to have these voids in their life or have these issues where relationships never go away. These relationship voids never go away in these bad relationships, So, and there you go. We were not taught to deal with with emotional trauma in our lives. So remember when we go in trouble, or when we got in trouble, we're told to shut up and all that crying, right? So if you're crying, I'll give you something to cry about. So basically, the trauma that we felt, we were given more trauma to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being taught or coached through how to deal with the trauma.
But see, and here's the thing, though. Somebody can't teach you what they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So a lot of times we're looking for answers from people who don't have the answers. You feel me? Because guess what? They never dealt with their trauma. They never dealt with their emotional baggage. You know what I mean? And to answer Dane's question, sometimes, like, this is life. Sometimes life is just the greatest teacher. You have to live and learn.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So like some things are just completely unavoidable. You can't avoid pain. You can't avoid trauma. It's like, you know, we got daughters. Like, you got daughters, Willie. I got a daughter. You know, at the end of the day, you feel me? We can't protect them from heartbreak.
True.
You feel me? We can't protect them from heartbreak. We could give them advice on how to deal with it, on how to move forward. But at the end of the day, that's something they have to experience. You feel me?
Right.
So we could tell them how we dealt with it. We could tell them it's okay to talk to us. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to be, you know what I mean, to be hurt, but deal with that hurt before moving forward. Don't bring that hurt on to somebody else, because then you're going to end up just hurting yourself more and hurting somebody else, because you can go from being the victim to the villain. You feel me? And I know a lot of men and women have been through that. They were the victims and then became the villain. I always say this all the time. Men are the most sensitive out of the two species. You know what I mean? Out of men and women, men are way more sensitive. That's why you have dudes who've been hurt since in junior high, and they carry that same pain and deal with females all the way into their adult life. You feel me? Because we were told to get over it. We was told, fuck that hoe. You feel me? She did us dirty. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do all these bitches dirty after that. That's what we was taught. You feel me? That's, you know what I mean? We wasn't taught, okay, that's just that situation. That's just that girl. You feel me? All girls not like that. You feel me? And then when you get with dinner with the women, when they don't deal with it, what they do? They pick the same type of man, just in a different body. You know what I mean? And so they experience that same trauma over and over again to when they become bitter, or when they don't deal with it, and then they go from victim to villain. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you can't avoid that pain. Like we've been saying, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To go back to one point. Go back to one point. Oh, sorry. Yeah, to go back to one point you made earlier. Actually, that's a good point you made too. You said the key words. It's okay to be hurt or in pain. And that's huge, because a lot of times we feel like we shouldn't be, hurt by whatever, or that we should be able to push past it, that kind of thing, instead of dealing with the hurt and the pain. But another thing that you pointed out earlier in terms of looking for answers from the wrong people, or looking for answers from these relationships that we're trying to jump ourselves into, one after the other, is that I think, a lot of times is that we have to ask ourselves those questions. Joy, when she was helping me through what I was going through, she asked me, this is one of the biggest questions she asked me during that time that really just woke me up. She asked me, what makes you happy? She literally just asked me that simple question. And at first I was like, oh, my kids, this right here, my work, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no. What outside of those external things makes you happy? What do you do?
And you couldn't even answer, could you?
I couldn't answer it. I didn't have an answer for that at all. Like I literally had no clue. I looked at her like, hold on, wait, you took away all my options. And she's like, no. It's like, no, you got you. What about you? What do you do? What about you makes you happy? What about, and I'm just sitting there like wow. Like when she said, where is it at? Where she said that? Oh no, right here. She said I cried because I didn't know what to do. I was broken. Like I realized I was broken. Like damn, you know what I'm saying? And I realized too that there was things that we rely on from other people, and it has nothing to do with them. It's more to do with us and our inadequacy to fill in those blanks for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I want to touch what Jasmine just said.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No.
She said men are also the sex less likely to express their sensitivity in a lot of cases. One thing you got to understand, Jazz, is we're different. Sometimes we be blatantly telling you it's just not the way you want it to be told. Or I think Sonny got him out of here. But like
Sonny kicked him.
But sometimes you know, men, like I was saying earlier, we are told from a young age to suppress, man up. You know what I mean? So our ways of delivering our issues are different sometimes. You have to you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to wade through that water, wade through that surf to understand where we're coming from. Because we don't express like y'all. You feel me? We're not as verbal as y'all. You feel me? So sometimes our expression comes out in our actions. You feel me? Sometimes we get careless in what we do. You feel me? We don't think about consequences of our actions. That's a form of a man letting you know he in pain. He just don't care no more. You feel me? To where sometimes women will speak it, but then you got other men who will talk it, but you know, just because it doesn't come across how most women want it to come across, they don't want to hear it.
Can you hear me now?
You know what I mean? That and then women always say they want the truth, but when we give them the truth, a lot of times they can't handle it how we give it to them because we give it to them straight. Mm-hmm. You feel me? It is void of compassion sometimes. You know what I mean? Because we're not taught to be compassionate.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not taught to be compassionate. But I wanted to pick back. Yeah, we're not taught to be compassionate. But I wanted to touch on something what Willie said when she said what makes you happy. A lot of us don't know what makes us happy because we don't know who we are. Mm-hmm. You feel me? That be the biggest question I be telling people. Ask yourself, who are you? You know what I mean? Can you really give that? I posted on Twitter the other day. I was talking to some young lady a while ago. She told me she had all this stuff going for her. Own house, own car. You know what I mean? She got her own money. I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't want none of that from you. You feel me? None of that means nothing to me. You feel me? I don't need you to give me none of that. So what else do you bring to the table? And she couldn't answer. It was silence. You know what I mean? So it was like, all right, well then you get silence from me because if I tell you that's all you want from me, you feel me? Is you know what I mean? Like, so you got to know who you are. Some people be wanting stuff from a relationship, but not able to give anything. Right. You feel me? What do you bring to the table? You feel me? Like you telling me what you want at your table, but what do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? Outside of drama or your trauma, excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, what do you bring to the table? Most people can't answer that because they don't really know themselves.
She said, why do adults talk about having things adults should have?
But that's a big thing. Because most men are taught women only want things from them. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Most men are, you know what I mean? And that, like I tell a lot of women, be like, man, y'all don't, I don't want nothing from no man, but if a man don't have nothing, you ain't gonna deal with it. So the first thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's just law. Like, I don't care what y'all say. If a man don't have his shit together in a certain way, y'all not gonna deal with it, first of all. So, and that's what and we seen that from childhood. We seen that from, you know what I mean, from elementary to junior high. Dude with the most stuff is always gonna get the best looking girl and all that. That's the, you know, we carry that. Exactly. We carry that into our adulthood. You know what I mean? Like, we see that.
Right.
So,
no doubt. Sonny, first, what's up?
Man, I done poured me a whole full glass after just trying to attempt to log into this nonsense. I'm bad.
Nonsense? Wow.
Well, no, not nonsense, but me and StreamYard been having an issue about what it wouldn't let me in.
Did you get a chance to listen in? Were you able to Got
No,
something
I was trying to get in through every laptop I own in this house to an iPad to now 2 cell phones. I finally got in, so I'm like catch me. I know I missed like a whole hour, but like catch me up on the last one.
No, we're still just talking about just the voids, talking about the inadequacies of people's one emotions, their transparency, their self awareness in relationships and things like that. Just kind of talking about why they make these decisions to get into these relationships that fail.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say anything because half of my relationships have failed. What the fuck I'm doing?
But the question is, have you healed from the last one?
Yeah, exactly.
Before you jump in the next one.
Well, see, I'm currently going through that healing process. I'm not, and that's the thing. Like, and I just had a conversation with my sister and my friends. I said I'm at the point where I'm just really not really trying to get into anything. Although I miss the company and being around a male, it's just like at the same time, like I'm okay with doing it, but at the same time, I don't, and I say this to them, don't expect anything from me because I'm not really trying to do anything, like whether it's sex or whatever. I'm just not trying to do any of that stuff because I know that I'm not 100% where I need to be. And I find it funny because they always say when you're not looking, people trying to like slide in like, hey, and I'm just like, nah. Yeah, and it's funny because, I got people reaching out to me and it's like, that's all good and dandy, but I'm at the point where I don't know where your intentions are. Like, I'm not going to trust it. Like, because I'm coming from a hurt place, so I think everybody's out to get me. Like, I don't trust nobody because the people I thought I could trust, I couldn't trust.
Yeah.
I want to touch on what Joy, that comment, Joy, that's big right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just about to go ahead, Spool. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, because even like people, like she said, people are so surface. So then when we talk about intimacy, respect, and love, then you get to, all right, what is intimacy to you? What is intimacy to me? What is respect to me? What is respect to you? You know what I mean? How do you go about giving love or giving respect? You know what I mean? People don't have those conversations. It was a great book I once read called Respect and Love. Like, women want love, men want respect. Mm-hmm. It was written by husband and wife, and it was it was like more so if you ask most men gonna tell them they want respect from their woman more than love. And if you ask more women, love is gonna lead first. They're gonna still want respect, but love will always, will be one of the first things. But a lot of people don't have those conversations because what we always talk about, communication. We don't communicate. We don't know how to properly communicate with each other. You feel me? So that's why Dane wife would say most men don't know how to express themselves. That most men are less likely to express themselves because we think how we express ourselves, the next person's supposed to express themselves the same way. And if they don't, there's something wrong with them, or they don't know how to express themselves. It's like we gotta learn our partners or learn the person. And most people don't want to take the time to learn each other. You feel me? Because it isn't easy. You feel me? And then you're gonna find out things, nakedness. Exactly. You feel me? You have to fall in love. To truly love somebody, you gotta love their flaws. Just as you know what I mean. If you can't love their flaws, then what are you doing? What are you doing? You have to accept people's flaws if you truly love them. You know what I mean?
I just hope all this advice Joy is giving is free tonight because I'm broke. Rent's due.
Yeah, I know,
Rent
right?
is due.
Oh, it's priceless. Joy always comes through with the priceless advice and guidance. Definitely.
And Dane said something important. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Dame has said something about healing. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, we gotta heal, but did you learn?
Right.
You feel me? Because healing and learning is two completely separate things.
True that.
You feel me? You could heal from something. You could heal from something that happened to you. All right. But then you move forward and commit the same mistake and jump into the same issues because you haven't learned from what you healed from.
Right.
You feel me? To learn from her. So you can heal. That's cool. That's the beginning. but it continues. What have you learned? And then after you learn, are you going to apply what you learn? That's what
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I'm.
You can learn all this stuff, but then if you're not applying it to your life, it's doing you no good. But and that's the crazy part is that a lot of times some people do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about it all the time on this show about communication, about healing, about all kinds of things, right? But then like even Sunny said, her relationships have failed, right? And it's like we've been doing the show for like 4 years, and we don't have it all together. It's because there's still certain things that you have to still apply, or you still have to recognize, you still have to see. Like you were saying earlier, Clint, you gotta be able to see ahead of time and be able to recognize those red flags or
But you know what's funny too, Willie? To his point about, like I said, when I had this conversation with my friends, I had to, like, I realized what I did in my last situation. The last situation I was in, I went through like the, not necessarily worst, but one of the worst things I could possibly go through at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And in this situation, I saw what I did wrong.
Right.
I saw why I was led to this basically to the same type of person, just a different version and a different way of coming at it.
Yeah.
And
hard.
where I'm at now is like I recognize my issue, but as he said, am I going to apply it going forward?
Right.
Because when you can recognize it, you can identify it. I can tell you what I did wrong and what not necessarily what I did wrong, but what I did that I shouldn't have done. And I recognize that now after leaving that situation. And it's like, so even though you recognize the issue, other than acknowledging what are you going to do going forward to avoid it?
Mm-hmm.
Or to not make the same mistake again, because how many times you got to bump your head before you realize that, hey, it's a wall right there.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah.
I want to come back and answer this question too, or talk about this comment rather too, in terms of deserving the type of person that you're looking for. And I think sometimes that we have these expectations or these, like you said, these requirements, and we think about them from the standpoint of what makes us satisfied, what makes us happy, what makes us feel that we'll be, good with that situation, right? We'd be like, oh yeah, I want her to be able to, have a 6-figure job. I want him to have a car. I want them to do this. I want them to do that. So, people have these requirements or these expectations, but what part are you playing in that? Or what part are you doing to help that move along? Or even what are you doing to get into the same room with a person like that, right? A lot of times we have people who will, make all the wrong choices in their own life, have all the wrong things going on, but they expect that superhero to come in and swoop in and save them. You know what I mean? Or they expect, some woman to just love them because they said boo. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, all over Instagram, all over Facebook, dudes sliding in DMs, dudes sliding in comments, females too. I got a buddy that's very real popular entertainer, real popular in the basically in the industry, and all the time there's women in his comments. Women, oh, you should come this way, and you so handsome, you so this, you such a good father. It's like, what have you done to be with a man that's a good father? What have you done to be with a man that's successful in his business, or successful in the industry that he's in? What have you done? What's going to make him attracted to you, or what's going to make him want to be with a person like you? Are you fulfilling his needs? Are you going to be the type of person that he wants to be with? We're not picking people just because it's just because they're giving us time of day or giving us attention. I'm not that I'm the most successful man, not that I'm doing anything bigger than anybody else, but you know, even though I have requirements, I know I have to fulfill certain things to get to the requirements of the woman I want to be with. So the things that I did to be with my fiance, I did all those things in preparation to be with her. Not just thinking that just because, you know,
she was with you that she was going to change and be this better person.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So I think that's huge to think that through. Like, okay, not only do you want to have not non-surface level requirements, you know, not just look good, smell good, taste good. You need that person to fulfill certain things, but also what are you doing to fulfill those things? What are you doing to be that person's better half?
You know
Basically,
what I saw?
what
I
you
saw
bring
a
to the
comment.
table.
I saw a comment, or was it a quote that somebody, or I watched a video and somebody asked, you can't, like, basically, no, not, they didn't say it. They made a statement. You can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. And don't try to be with somebody that doesn't love themselves.
Right.
So when you meet somebody that's broken and they not really loving themselves, you can't really, like, you shouldn't fall for that person because they don't love themselves. This is like, and it was I forget what I was watching, and then the guy was like, because if he don't love himself, he can't take, like, so we scenarios they mentioned. I forget what I was listening to or watching, but he was like look at it like this. You know how if you dating a female, y'all, or not even dating, you know, situationships, and all of a sudden she get pregnant and he don't want that child. It's because he don't love himself because he knows he's not the man that he can be for that child. That's why you get a lot of fathers that's absentee fathers, because they don't even love themselves, let alone can prepare themselves to mentally love and care for a child that because they don't even love themselves. And not saying this is wholehearted too, but it made me think about it. Like, and then like you're trying to be with this person thinking you can fix them or help them, like, because you love them so much, you can help them love themselves. It's like, no, they're going to be a broken person for you because they don't even love themselves. So they can't even figure out how to love you. They can't fathom a way of loving you because you're not, like, because they don't love them. Like, so basically sum it up, if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody, love any, like, you're giving out false love because you can't genuinely love a person or genuinely love kids and like that, because that's why you see absentee parents, because they don't love themselves. Like, I don't know if that's wholeheartedly true, but like it just made me think about it, like, from that perspective, like, well, wow, because you look at this, and I know for me in my relationships, I don't want to say they didn't love themselves. It's just that they was going through whatever they was going through, and I was a person that basically saw what they saw in themselves, and nobody else saw it. You know what I'm saying? So they saw themselves through me, not necessarily being that person. Or I don't want to say they didn't love themselves, but like, I don't know. But like, it makes me think of like maybe, you know, you're attached to broken, like, that's the thing about, we talked about that before, about dealing with broken people trying to get together. Y'all both broken. You can't really help each other.
Right.
You know?
A lot of men are insecure.
Yeah.
No. To sum up what Sonny was trying to say, I agree with Sonny. A lot of people are broken. They are just living life. They don't know how to love. They know how the actions of love. They know what another person might like. They may not like themselves and don't even know it. They may know what they like to do, but back to Joy's question, but what do you like to do? What makes you happy? They don't know how to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
They just know they're just living life. They're just going through the motions of every day, eat, breathe, you know, go to work, school. They don't know anything else.
Yeah, no doubt.
Also,
and Carly, the one thing that we did talk about earlier was voids, filling voids with people, letting people be a rebound or be a void filler for something that you lost in previous relationships, or maybe a death in your life, or maybe something else you lost in childhood. There's a lot of that going on.
And here's something that we didn't touch on, you know, because we like, and I tell ladies, because I got 4 sisters, you know, my mom, you feel me, and I got a daughter. I tell all of them this: don't think a man can't see that you're broken. You feel me? And men, and I tell men, don't think that a woman can't see that you're broken either, and they will take advantage of that. You feel me? you know, that's why when we go back to the original topic, dating out of desperation, you're gonna run into some vultures, whether you man or woman or whatever. You know what I mean? That's why this trying to fix people or oh, I see the good in somebody. Like, nah, fuck
Right.
all that. Like, fuck all that. If they not, are they emotionally stable? And some people are good. Some people are good at hiding. You know what I mean? Some
Exactly.
people are very, very good at hiding. But I always say, don't think that nobody can see that you're broken. You feel me? Just by the way you talk, by your actions. People are very perceptive. You feel me? So if they can see that you're broken and you're looking to fill that void, guess what? And if you
They're gonna
present
jump right
something
in.
to them that you don't even see, that you present to them that's a positive that they can get over, you feel me? That they're trying to get by on, they're gonna use it. You feel me?
Right.
Even if it's just as simple as sex. You feel
Yeah.
me? If they see they could take advantage of your vulnerability, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And if a woman, and I know a lot of dudes got their money, like women got them for money because the woman can see that they were vulnerable and they would spend money just for that attention.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So dude, you know, it's so many
Guilty.
it's so many broken dudes out here. It's so many broken
Yes.
men out here. You know what I mean? Like that's getting taken advantage of at all times because guess what? They don't, like you said, they don't know how to love themselves. You feel me?
Right.
So if a person, like, it's so simple. Like if a person can't love themselves, the most important person, you feel me? Like that's why I always shy away from people be like, oh, my kids or mean everything. They mean more to life than I do. Like, oh, you feel me? Like pause. like pause. You feel me? Like I love my daughter beyond words. You feel me? I would sacrifice my life for my daughter, but my daughter understand. Like, daddy love him some him. You feel
Yeah.
me? And you need to love you need to love you some you. Don't ever put nobody ahead of you. You feel me?
Right.
Because you have to live this life. You have to deal with your pain. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be there for you is you. You know what I
And that's the
mean?
thing, like
So-
we I think we hurt ourselves more. Like it's not even the person really hurting us. It's us allowing them to continuously, like, once they hurt you once, you should be exiting the stage left. There should be no keeping repeating the situation. But I think that a lot of us still, like, we allow them to repeatedly hurt us until we're so, like, and that's the thing I always say, until we're so broken and so bitter.
Right.
That we
Definitely use
can't
me for
see,
sex.
we can't see the light because we allow these people to hurt us, and it's not their fault. It's our fault.
I don't know what I told him, Joy, but but yeah, definitely. There was another point I wanted to go back to. Where was it at? Oh, right here. So Joy mentioned earlier about her ex-husband. She said that he could never be the man she was loving him to be. And
Go ahead, Joy. That's facts.
yeah, and people do that too, right? You know, we pour ourselves into somebody trying to show them all that we can be, and it's literally just washing over them, and they're not doing anything with it. They're not reciprocating it. They're not giving you anything back. And that's that desperation to satisfy something or to try to be in something, you know, being in that relationship, being in that marriage, being in that situation. It's that you know, hurts us in the long run. It creates this long standing or this revolving cycle, right? And I think a lot of times that's a lot of the issues that we have where we may have had that issue in our childhood. You know, it could be from, you know, feeling like somebody didn't give us that love, so we're going to do all we can to show somebody else all this love, thinking that that's going to make them happy, because you know that.
Or we think that if we show them all that love, that they're going to reciprocate what we're giving them to us.
Exactly.
And it doesn't happen that way.
It was missing, you know, it was missing from something else for you.
It's an extreme form of weakness. Remember I mentioned a few years ago that Joe Budden verse or lyric where he said, you know what I mean, she put me on a pedestal that I didn't earn. So inevitably, I was going to let her down. You feel me? You can't put me on a pedestal that I didn't earn. And I think so many women do that a lot. They put a man, men do it too. But I know a lot of women put men on pedestals because like they think for whatever reason y'all been told or who lied to y'all that told y'all like stroking a man's ego a certain way is going to make him love y'all more. That only lets us know, that only opens our eyes to see the brokenness in you. You know what I mean? When we know we didn't earn this pedestal you putting us on. You know what I mean? So if you putting us on this pedestal that we know we didn't earn, so guess how you gonna get treated? You feel me? Less than. You know what I mean? You're gonna get treated less than because we know we can get away with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you got us so high. So the bar is so high that we, you know what I mean, we can do some shit down here and know that we're gonna get away with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Feel me? Never put nobody on the pedestal they didn't earn.
And you know what my friend Kiana said to me? She was like, I left the situation that I was in and I met this new guy and whatever. She was like, don't get excited about the shit that he's supposed to do. Because you be so hurt from the last situation that when the guy does stuff that he's supposed to do, to you, that's like the golden apple or the golden egg somehow. It's like, oh, this is the best shit ever. Like, no. He's supposed to do that.
Right.
He's supposed to be nice to you. He's supposed to pay attention to you. He's supposed to have conversation with you and actually listen to what you say. Like, so don't get happy like it's like a freaking golden apple out of the bunch.
Right.
Like that's normal shit he's supposed to do. So and sometimes that's what happens. We get hung up on, like we've been so diminished and so hurt by the last situation. When we get to the new situation, it's like the little things that they're supposed to do, we get excited about. Like it's just, oh my God, this never happened, and it's supposed to happen.
Exactly. So Jasmine asked, yeah, do you think some people truly need help to understand the roles of marriage?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Your role in your relationship is between you and your wife, nobody else's. Like whatever y'all do to make y'all relationship works, make it work. Like she may do all the cooking, he may do all the cleaning, vice versa, take care of the kids. Whatever y'all set y'all boundaries on and make y'all relationship work for both of you to be both happy, that should be the only roles that y'all should know. Nobody else needs.
What about emotional roles and intimacy roles and communication roles? What about that? What about those other things outside of the physical aspect of the relationship?
Outside the physical, y'all need to have a nice conversation about that. because both of you, only you can make yourself happy. That person that you're with can enhance that happiness.
Mm-hmm. True. Sonny, you got a comment?
I'll say this.
I think that.
I'll say this.
Oh.
Go ahead, Smooth.
No, I was just going to say the reason why I like that question. The reason why I like that question is a lot of people aren't even married and they're acting like they're married. You feel me? They performing marriage roles to people they aren't married to.
Right.
You feel me? So, now I mean, only a person that's married, like that's why Dame is perfect. Dame can answer that question because he's married, so he can answer the question about marriage rules because those are conversations people need to have before they even get married about the rules in the marriage. But people are acting like they're married. You feel me? To people before they're even married, and they're performing marriage duties with men and women before they're even married. You know what I mean? And then they wonder why sometimes the relationship don't work. Like you giving all this to this person, and you're not even supposed to be giving them all this yet. You feel me? They gotta earn.
But I think that's part of. But I think that's part of the problem because when you're dating, the way that people's standards are not necessarily like the way that people's standards are is different. It differs. So for most guys, they can And that's I think that's a problem with how dating works nowadays, because some guys expect certain things, like their ideal of dating the female is cooking, cleaning. If that's what she does, he expects that from her. She cook, clean, make sure he eat, do marriage type shit, like wife type shit, right? And that's the problem, because a lot of guys expect that from a female, but they're not necessarily husband material.
Yeah.
So you require things that a husband requires. Like you're talking about people saying, okay, so if we're dating, me and you are fine, but at some point we're gonna date exclusively, and you can't sleep with nobody else. You can't do this. I don't want you doing X, Y, Z, miscellaneous stuff. You can't go out on dates with other people and this, that, and third. So they're expecting you to be this female that's just only with them all the time, doing dates, all this shit, cooking, cleaning. Y'all been there half the time. You've been there, moved in with a motherfucker and shit like that. Y'all basically doing marriage shit, but y'all just don't got the title. Y'all still boyfriend and girlfriend, or in a situationship with no fucking title. So that's the problem. Because as a female, I'm expecting of you, like if you're my boyfriend, I'm expecting you to be loyal, have conversations with me and shit like that. I'm not like, and that's just me. I'm not asking you to pay, huh?
Emotionally available.
Yeah, emotionally available. I'm not asking you to pay my bills. That's for me. If I'm asking you to pay my bills, we're married. There's no that's me. Like, and I'm not saying that guys aren't that, like females aren't that way, because some females expect you to break your back from the whole relationship from the beginning to the end, buy me shit, all the stupid shit like that, whatever. But like at the end of the day, you're not married to this motherfucker, so you asking him to do all this extra shit. Like, it's a lot of females I know that don't date nobody that can't help her pay her bills. For me, you're not paying my bills, and if we paying my bills, we live together. We're both paying bills, and we're working this shit out. But like I said, it differs to who you talking to. So as far as all this, like for a female, we're asking for you not like in the same time for most females, we're asking you that if we want you to be, if we're a boyfriend and girlfriend, my requirement to you is to not lie to me, be very honest with me, and not fuck everybody. Don't fuck people. Mm-hmm. If we're fucking, just fuck me and be done with everybody else. That's the stipulation of us females. I don't know about any other bitches, but I'm just saying for me, that's my requirements. If we're married, yeah, you're gonna pay some bills. I'm not like, why are you not? Matter of fact, I'm sorry, not if we're married. If we live together, you're paying bills. And if we live together, we're contemplating marriage. We're not playing house. It's like we're gonna get married, so you're gonna start paying some bills because I need to see how you are financially. But I'm gonna see that before we start dating, because you're not living with me.
Right. So,
but I think that men, and I'm just gonna say this, and not to disrespect you guys or make you feel a type of way, but I think men require females to be a wife without being a wife. Y'all require that more than us females.
I think y'all.
That's the only way that you're gonna, because that's for most part, most y'all not gonna want to be with us unless we're giving off wife vibes, like taking care of you, make sure you eat, washing your clothes, all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think too many women allow that to happen. You feel me? Like you're not required to do that. So if a man comes,
but some guys they feel like that's the only way that you're gonna be. That's how some guys make you feel. Like that's the only way you're gonna be in a relationship, because guess what? They can fuck anybody.
Problem. That's what I'm saying. Can nobody? But that's the thing. If you have a standard,
my problem. It ain't my problem.
Can't nobody make you feel that way.
Well, no, it's not making you do it.
I'm talking about the women. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If any woman feels like they can't find a man because they can't, because the man that they want to be, that's a personal problem. You have to pick better men. You feel me? Just the same way with men got to pick better women. If you have a standard, you just can't date nobody that's below that standard. You know what I mean? You have to be secure with yourself. A lot of people not secure with themselves to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Don't be so quick to settle.
So yeah, they be so quick to settle. So they feel like, oh, I need to do this. I mean, because that's just not exclusive to women. Because like we just said, men feel like some men feel like, oh, I gotta spend this bread, or she not gonna deal with me. You know what I mean? Nah, you don't need to deal with her, bro. You feel me? Keep your money. You know what I mean? If she not that wife you want her to be, or you don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. So when you're secure with yourself and you know yourself, like a man can't make you feel like, I'll never let my daughter ever believe that a man can make her feel like she need to do a certain or act a certain way in a relationship.
But that's the thing, like they give off that loyalty vibe and say that they want you to be XYZ. And it's a thing, like okay, so men go on us about our standards, right? Like men gripe us about our standards and what we expect from men. But for them, you basically have to be the barely touched fucking saint. And it's like, nigga. That's unrealistic of you to think that way. Like, I get it that some females have unrealistic ideas of what a man's supposed to be to them. Some females have that same problem. But I think with men, it's y'all have, like, I'm not even gonna say y'all got high standards. Y'all got, like, I get it. But some of you require shit that y'all not, like, how you expecting somebody to come in your life and be like wifey when you still acting like a fucking thought?
Then don't.
You can't ask me to act like I'm the wife of you, but you fucking everybody that walk by and in every bitch face. That's not how that works. Like, you want me to be loyal, I need you to be like give me the same shit I'm gonna give you.
I want to tell you something. That's how we work. Agreed. That's what it is. Most guys don't know when to stop.
You're like, all I'm asking, and I don't ask so much, just give me the same energy I'm giving you. Give me that same fucking energy and respect. Period.
Yeah, but most people don't know when to stop. Most people are just greedy naturally, or not naturally, but most people are just greedy. They don't know when to stop. They're like, I got me a good man or good woman at home, but you're out in the club still looking to bang the next thing that's walking. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way. Once you got something good, why you going to risk all your goodness, all the good energy you get?
I'm learning to be more vocal.
And that's why I always that's why I said earlier, just because you like somebody doesn't mean y'all supposed to be together. If they don't abide by your standards, you feel me? Then okay, they not the one for you. So like, and that's fine. That's fine. So if I'm in a relationship, if I'm dating a girl, say I'm dating Sunny, but
why?
She,
some of the best things since
whatever her
bread.
standards is different.
I could, you gonna say why? Bitch, I'm the bomb.com.
No, you said if you're dating Sunny. I said why?
He's an asshole. We're surprised that you're still married. I don't know how that happened. Jasmine, we need to have a conversation. How this nigga get married? I have questions, comments, and concerns.
Hey, she used me for sex. That's all it is to it.
I'm pretty sure you probably blowing her ass, and I'm here for it. I understand.
I love you, Sonny.
George, that's perfect. That's perfect what George said. So if you require a certain thing, you won't settle for less. So I don't care what a dude tell you. That's
the problem that we require a lot of things, but we settle for less, and that's the problem because we think, and that's the problem we have. We want to fix everybody and make them who we want them to be, and you can't fix a motherfucker. They're gonna be exactly who the fuck they're gonna be, and there's shit you could do about it. And that's the problem with a lot of us females. And I'm just being 100. Like, I'm gonna be 100%. I ain't even about to fucking lie. There's a lot of us that think that you know what, Clint? Like, if I'm dating you and I feel like you just this one problem you lack, I'm saying, oh well, if I love him enough, he gonna change because he loved me, and I'm gonna fix him, and he gonna be this perfect person, and this, that, and the third. You're gonna be exactly who the fuck you was when I first met you. Ain't shit about to change. Only way you gonna change is if you want to change.
Yeah.
Joyce said that earlier.
And that's our problem.
But that's the thing is that I think if you recognize that you're on this mission to constantly change somebody that you know is not bringing what you require, you got to let that go. You got
see, my problem is I love who I know they could be.
Exactly, that potential, right?
And that's my problem. That's my number one problem, because I can see who you are.
It's the same.
Who you're gonna be at some point. It's just never gonna be the point with me.
But you're trying to push them towards that, right? You're trying to push them towards that. That's still fixing them. You're still trying to fix something.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah, and he's not bringing what you require. And that was one thing we talked about a couple months ago.
Shows, dating potential.
About dating potential, and we got to get out of that date, especially at our age. You know, it's one thing.
You're too old. I'm about to be 40. I can't be doing this shit.
It's one thing to be 18, 19, 20 and dating potential. When you're in your 30s. And you're looking for a real relationship, and you're looking to settle down, and you're looking to have something that's tangible, dating potential is not where it's at. And
this is out the window.
You dudes that's in your 40s and you still trying to get a real job, stop trying to date these women that are going some that's
No,
already.
if you in your 40s and you still ain't got your life together, then you just ain't gonna make it. This done.
It's like, well, you can get it together, but you're gonna have to take your time somewhere else. Get yourself together.
That's if they want to get together, because a lot of people set in their ways.
But the thing is this. We also have to recognize where we are making the errors, or where we are going down the wrong path, where we are still, I think that a lot of times we complain about the things that other people are doing, not recognizing it's us allowing it, it's us accepting it. And
that's why I said we cause our own pain.
Exactly.
Trust me, and it's crazy because I know it, but I be still doing this shit. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
Yeah, Joy said it. Fuck them. She's dope. Dope sells itself for sure. So
I need to get back to that type of Sonny. Let me tell you something. I need to get back to the Sonny that was on some straight bullshit, like just on some no nonsense. Fuck these motherfuckers. I need to get back to that.
Yeah, and it's not even about being on that, on the no bullshit day. It's just about recognizing that you have to not allow the excuses, not allow the potential that's not being met, not even
exactly.
being. That's another thing. It's like when you date potential, right? A lot of times they don't even know their own potential, and you're sitting there and trying to explain to them what their own potential is. And if they don't recognize that themselves, that's
like what Clint said.
That's
what Clint said. Joe Budden said, you put them on a pedestal, and they can never get to that.
That's what I said earlier about. Dang it, Sonny, you made me forget.
I'm sorry, but it's facts. It's what he said. You put them up on that pedestal, like because you're the ideal of a person, and it's not exactly who they are. They probably never gonna get to that potential. People have potential all day, every day, but don't mean they're gonna be that fucking person. They're gonna be they're meant to be a bum. They're gonna be a bum.
Yeah, Joy just said, as women, y'all nurture pain. She's saying, I think she's meant nurture. As women, y'all nurture pain, and that causes to repeat the same pattern.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, is that it's that nurturing that pain, or nurturing those people to be, better people, right? You recognize that person's in pain, or you recognize that person is doing, something against their greater potential, but then you're trying to uplift them, you're trying to push them through it, you're trying to help them with it.
You're trying to help them be a better person, and they just ain't a better person.
That's not your job. Stop letting
why? You know why, Willie? Because black women, usually make things better. You give a black woman a home, house, she make it a home. You give a woman ingredients for a meal, and she making supper, dude. She making gourmet food. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, Jasmine, what we got in the kitchen?
Hold on, Clint got something to say. He about to say something. Go ahead. I'm gonna say something. Say something, Clint.
Preach.
That's just I totally disagree. I think that's nonsense. I think that absolves people from responsibility. You feel me? Like for instance, the BS. Oh, a woman is the prize. You feel me? Says who? Is she a prize? What does she bring to the table? She can only do something with them ingredients if she know how to cook. She can only make a house a home if she know how to make a house a home. Know what I mean?
The right woman.
Just because she a woman doesn't doesn't
the right
guarantee
woman.
She's a good woman. You feel me? I know some savages out here that ain't worth shit. Know what I mean?
I can't
that don't
be
take care of their kids.
I tried. I can't be one. I'm not that girl.
Man, you feel me? And
no.
And then first of all, hold on. Then first of all, it ain't even your job to take the right woman. You feel me? She has to be a good woman. If you don't, you know what I mean? Like my thing is, we try to absolve. Like
Joy said, well, hold up, we are the prize.
And none of that nonsense. You feel me? Because if you had women intuition, now I mean, where's my wife? She's only a prize when she becomes my wife, the right woman. Just because you are a woman doesn't make you a prize. You feel me? Because you like we just told women we just told women we can't put them on the pedestal. Don't put men on a pedestal that they haven't earned. So why would a man do that to a woman? Put her on a pedestal that she hasn't earned. You feel me? That's just setting yourself up for failure.
And there's a lot of raggedy bitches out here. I ain't even about to fix. I ain't even about to lie. Y'all know it's some raggedy bitches out here that ain't never gonna be shit.
Y'all leave Kerry Washington out of this.
Yeah,
I'm a prize.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Like,
I don't care what he said.
Everybody,
I'm a fucking prize.
Everybody, you can be a prize for the man, but I'm
just
saying,
right dude.
Just because I find
him, be good. Well, as soon as he find me, hey babe, find me.
Just because I'm a man, don't make me special. You feel me? What do I bring to the table? You feel me? What do I have to offer?
And just because I'm a man, don't bring the right thing for that woman.
The right thing for that woman. Like, so, like, just to keep saying.
Exactly. So, like, if we were dating and I felt like you wanted the right person, you wanted the right person for me. So we wasn't going to,
Yeah.
Not to say.
No, but at the same time, like Clint said
not to say you're not a good person, but you might not be for me.
No, but like Clint said earlier in the show, just because that two people get along well doesn't mean they belong together.
Exactly.
So just because you can love a woman right doesn't mean y'all right for each other.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's the thing. Like it doesn't even say it doesn't. But yeah, it doesn't amount to, and that's that's one thing I think we need to all hear. It's not that you're a bad person. You just wasn't a fit for that person. And to say that, like say Willie, he met somebody, it didn't work out. Doesn't mean that he was a bad person. He wasn't right for her. So it just happens that way. Sometimes you think it's going to work out, it doesn't, and you may not have been a fit for that person. You may not fit that puzzle piece to end that puzzle piece. So it just doesn't work. And that's the thing. It's not that you're a bad person, not that you were a bad man or woman. It's just that you weren't for that person. Everybody is for somebody, and you just might not fit for that person.
But be clear, there's some trash ass dudes out here, and there's some trash ass women. You feel me?
Yes, it is.
Like let's not.
No, and that's 100% pure fact. It's bitches that ain't shit. It's niggas that ain't shit.
Yeah, like let's not gloss. That's why I said it's dudes out
here.
And
that's the problem too. Who just made that comment? Hold on, put that comment back up. Joy, that's definitely because, and I think it's harder for us women because you want to know why it's harder for us women. You got women that you might have a good man, and this woman has broken him down just disrespectfully. And because he's so broken at the point he can't be, and it's the same way too, Rockstar, it is. But I think for men it's more of a, like it calls women bitter. It takes a lot of men to make women bitter. I think for a man, it takes one female to be on some fuck shit on extreme. And then they like fuck bitches because that one female was on some bullshit.
6.
But why would y'all want a broken? Why would y'all want a broken man? That's the question I ask.
No, nobody want a broken man. But I just feel like it's not even that. I just think that when people are like women, we hurt. We're a little bit more resilient. We're real. Shit. But I don't know. But I just feel like that's terrible. But I just feel like when men are hurt, it's like y'all call us bitter and y'all on the fuck bitches after that one female y'all loved as hard as y'all possibly could was on some extreme fuck shit. Like
you
fuck
told me
bitches,
to tread lightly, Joy. Now you over here acting up.
Wow.
Now she talking about the hoes I used to fuck with.
So you was on some thought. You was on thought to Miss Prime shit.
Thought to Miss Prime, yeah.
He was on some
messing around with thought.
He was thoughting before thoughting was thoughting.
Right. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Don't worry, I was petty before petty was being petty. I realized that. Like I realized my level of petty. I was having conversations in mind. I realized my level of petty. Like I was petty well before petty was a thing.
I want to go back to Carly's comment about giving the prize. And she did say vice versa, and women giving the prize to the wrong men. The biggest thing is we do that out of that desperation, out of that thirst, right? Out of that wanting to be in a relationship, out of wanting to have something, regardless of what it costs or what it means to your own self-worth, what it means to your own heart. You know, I think that a lot of times we're looking for something and then we forget what we were looking for. You know what I mean? We end up just settling. And then like Carly said, we end up giving that prize to that wrong person, not realizing that, you know, we're doing this out of the desperation of just trying to be in a relationship. I forgot who it was earlier. The guy said, you know, sometimes we don't even want to be alone. Damn, there was a lot of comments ago. But basically, you know I've been there where my sister sat me down one day and she was like, look, she was like, when was the last time you haven't been in a relationship? When was the last time that you sat down and just worked on you and you know, just be still? And I was like, you know, I was like, oh, I know how to be by myself. I know how to be alone. She's like, no. When have you actually been alone? And I'm like, damn, you know, I had to think about it. Like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm a serial monogamous. Like, I'm constantly in relationships, one after the other. And sometimes it's just out of the desperation of wanting attention, just wanting somebody else to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy. You know, I love you. I appreciate you. And Dame owes you $7,523.62. I'll bill him for you. So, and I think that a lot of times we overlook that part of it, and the fact that we're giving these prizes away to these wrong people, and we're not getting anything out of it. We're not getting anything in return. We're not getting that reciprocity, you know, and we're definitely not fulfilling our own needs that we originally said we wanted. You know what I mean? You know, we may even be stepping up the plate, having the requirements that we need to get the person that we want, but we're not getting that from that person because we're just grasping for straws.
And sometimes we have to be easy on ourselves too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just gonna make a mistake and picking the wrong person. You feel me? And you feel me? Like I always said, and it happened to me plenty of times. Like, you can have the best intentions in the world. You know what I mean? Do everything you're supposed to do, and do everything you're supposed to do. And guess what? Everything gonna go to shit. That's life. You feel me? That's life. You know what I mean? That's sometimes you just gotta live and you learn. You feel me? But we can't be so hard on ourselves to where we become desperate. You know what I mean?
Joy says why she's not dating nobody. Yeah, no.
You know what helped me out?
Sometimes for the best to take that step back and just be, and you know best, Joy. You already know, and
You know,
and right, exactly, and especially when you realize they're not meeting your standards, they're not bringing you anything worthwhile. But 2 or 3 or maybe 4, you also need that time to work on you. What did Carly just say? You know, you need that alone time to learn how to enjoy you and to realize how dope you are, and to realize that you're worth more than they can provide, or worth more than they're willing to give you at this time. Because sometimes, you know, like I was talking to my fiance one day, and we were talking about how it's crazy how when we were kids, we knew each other as kids, and when we were teenagers, we crossed paths as teenagers, and it's like timing. It's always about timing, and I'm like, you know, why couldn't this have happened earlier? But it wasn't time. You know, one, we had to grow, we had to go through certain things, we had to be with other people who could teach us some things that we couldn't have taught each other. You know what I'm saying? And we both have this humble spirit. We have this good connection and relationship. The problem is that some of the things that I learned, she would have never been able to teach me because she wasn't on her all head old shit, right? She never has been, right? So I would have never learned those things. I would have never gone through those trials to be able to be the better man that I am today. And you know, I always talk about that, like, you know, and I tell anybody that's dating a person that's been married before, you know, you're getting a better part of them, because usually that person, not all the time, that person has learned from that last relationship what to do and what not to do. You're getting a better piece of them because they've learned some lessons, some hard lessons, some things that will make them a better mate for you, because now they have that extra knowledge, those extra strategies, those extra lessons learned, those hard truths that they had to learn. Like, I mean, some of the things I went through, in that transition period, was some of the best things that I learned, but I would have never gotten them had I not gone through that trauma of losing that marriage. I would have never sought that information. I would have never learned how to love myself for myself, not for my job, not for my kids, not for all these other external things, but for me. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead.
But like what Clint was saying earlier, life is his best teacher sometimes. You don't know what you like all the time. In your 20s, you like jumping off buildings. In 30s, you be like, no, that actually hurts. I'm gonna stop that.
Right.
So you meeting Alicia back then would probably been detrimental to your relationship now, because you didn't learn a lot of life lessons. You really didn't know what you wanted, and you didn't know what you wanted in or out of life. You didn't know how, and if you did want something, you probably didn't know how to get there yet.
Right.
You need to learn those life lessons.
Yeah, definitely.
My last.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Smooth.
Oh no, my last thing before I check out is, you feel me? Focus on learning yourself. That's the key. Learn yourself, and once you learn yourself, you feel me, then you can move forward. And that don't mean that you're not going to learn more about yourself, because something Dame just said, you may not know everything you like. That's why I never have a standard of a certain type of woman I want. You feel me? Because the woman I may want or need may bring me something I've never seen before, that I don't even know exists. You feel me? A type of feeling. So like, you know what I mean? But first you have to learn yourself, and then men, you feel me? Like I always say, men are way more sensitive. I always tell you this. Men are way more sensitive than women. So like, men have to learn how to deal with those emotional traumas. But here's the flip side. Women, y'all need to check y'all egos, because everybody always say man egos are so. It's really women egos are so on the next level. Like at the end of the day, your ego is telling you that you can fix a man.
Right, Joy? Do you read her comment?
You know what I mean? Like,
amen to that one.
Yeah, I read it. Like your ego is set to tell you that you could fix a man, or that you could bring out the best in a man. Like, you can't. You can't. That's beyond your power. You're not God. You feel me? You don't have that power. You feel me? A man is only going to be the best version of himself if he wants to be the best version of himself. So if you meet a man and if he don't want to be the best version of himself, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do to help him be the best version of himself. Or sometimes Joy, you just have to accept the fact that he may not want it from you. You feel me? You gotta accept the fact sometimes that he may not want that help from you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Or he don't want the help at all.
Joy, but Clint is the youngest one on the podcast, but he act like he our dad.
You feel me?
Clint is the baby of the podcast crew. Unfortunately, I got him by a few months. Anywho,
I was about to say, she talking about a baby. Like, you could, like, you feel me?
You the baby of the podcast. You like, yeah, we the same age, but you have to be 37 coming up. You about to be 37.
She said you scared too, ain't you?
I don't know, because he be threatening me. Clint, y'all don't know Clint. He crazy. He be threatening me. I listen though. But you know what? That's why I say I give him credit. I give Clint credit. Clint will cuss you out, but like, he one of the people that will. He remind me of my friend. I call her my wise one. Y'all know Kiana. She was on the podcast a couple months ago. And that's why I say, like, out of anybody that I talk to, and I talk to a lot of people about my little problems, right? And it's not the same thing about any other people I talk to my problems about. But when I talk to Clint and Kiana, I know I'm going to get the unfeathered truth. They're going to cuss me out, but at the same time, I know it's coming from a place of love, and not they actually give a fuck about me. They ain't about to yes me. They about to tell me that if I ain't shit, they're going to tell me I ain't shit. So,
and that's
like,
good. You need great friends like that.
And that's what I need them for. Like, and it's not to say that my other friends don't do that, but I just feel like Clint and Kiana, both of them are just like, cause Kiana's older than me, not too much, but she's a little bit older than me. She's in her early 40s, and Clint is a couple months behind me. But they are the two people that I would consider my wise ones, because they like cuss me out about myself. They tell me, look, bitch, let me tell you about yourself. But they do it in the most,
Well, you
like, the
respond
point,
so well with
they
it.
do it in the, no, they do it in a way that I don't feel fucked up about it. They're going to give me the truth, like, about it, and
Because
like,
I
all
know
right, so like
there's
Clint's
so
gonna give me
many-
the male perspective, Kiana gonna give me the real person perspective. So, and that's what it is, and that's why I say, like, it's funny
Sonny
that you
always
wrote
kept
that,
it
because I
100 with
laughed
me.
when you wrote that.
Like she always kept it 100 with me. So like I feel like if she gonna keep it 100 with me, you know, it's my duty. I feel like, you know what I mean, it's my duty to keep it 100 with her, even if
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because you
Even when I don't
can't
like it,
grow.
he does it.
Yeah, you feel me? Because we can't grow being comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the thing is, I expect the same from her. You feel me?
yeah.
So if I'm slipping and I need to be checked, check me. You know what I mean? Like I've lost a lot of friends because they was afraid to check me.
Nah,
You know what I mean? Like
I
I'm not
haven't had
above
to. I
check,
haven't not had to check you though. I
but
haven't
I'm
had to.
not
Like, I
above
don't
it.
think,
You
huh?
feel me?
No, no, I'm not saying you're not
I
above it,
said
but
I'm not.
I haven't had to be like, yo, Clint, get your shit together. Clint always tell me to get my shit together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes we have friends that give us that, and sometimes we are that friend, right? You know,
And I have friends that give it to me.
It's not always reciprocated, you know. In
Yeah,
that
but I
way.
have friends that give it to me. But like, and it's not to say that they don't. But I feel like when my friend Clint was Smooth, as you guys know him, and my friend Kiana give it to me, I know that they are like, listen, bitch, listen, look me in my eye. Look me in
Right.
my eyeball. Look at my eye sockets, bitch. Stop playing with me. You stupid. Stop being stupid. Get the shit together. Like that's how they coming.
Joy,
And
we
like,
gotta
it's
take
not even like I'm gonna take offense to
road
it.
trip
It's
on
I know that they mean that shit.
Yeah.
What Joy said?
And
No,
I said, no, I told Joy we're gonna have to take a road trip. She's gonna have to go on that road trip with us when we come down to when we come to visit y'all.
hold on, I got an extra room that I'm trying to furnish right now.
Said Smooth,
So
beat Sonny to a clear understanding.
no, so listen.
we just made a love collection.
Right, Joy. Listen, you don't need listen, Joy. If I told you what I've been through in this last year, fuck 2020. That's how I feel. Like somebody said about it, I'm like, listen, fuck 2020 has not been a good year for me. It's been a lesson. It's been lessons learned, but it's just I didn't want to learn in that way.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
right
what?
though, Jasmine. That's right though, Jasmine.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what? I got hope, Sonny. I got hope for you, for when you find the right person for you, and you for him.
Yeah.
Because actually, that's how me and Jasmine got together. We weren't looking for each other. I was getting out of a divorce or going through it. I can't remember anymore. I don't know how we found each other. I don't know what made us like each other. It just happened naturally.
Yeah,
It
but I
wasn't.
think my problem is I feel like I've been through too much, and at the same, not even too much. I've been through enough, and I don't really trust people's intentions.
You got the walls up now. Yeah,
Like,
you got-
I'm like, it's not even a wall. It's like I don't believe shit motherfuckers saying to me.
that's a wall.
Like, period. Like, cause at one point I used to believe a little bit of it. No, but
Still a wall.
I believe partial of it. I don't believe shit now. Motherfucker can tell me the sky's blue, but she gonna
Your-
argue the sky's
your
not blue.
wall-
You're basically in a
You-
prison.
Huh?
Sonny, your
You're
wall is
basically
stronger
an
than Trump's.
You're in an emotional prison.
Sonny, your wall is higher than Trump's right now.
Yeah,
Right.
I built the wall that I built the wall that Trump wanted to build.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at right
I
now.
gotta get up out of here.
I'd say it's almost
I got-
Yeah, I
midnight.
need to get up out of here. Shit, let's go. Let's wrap this.
It's almost midnight. We're going to wrap up the show here.
Yes, I gotta go
But
sleep. I'm
I'm off
tired.
work tomorrow.
Thank
You
you
are
to
work,
all.
bitch. I'm tired.
Thank you to everyone that joined. Thank you for all the comments. Joy, appreciate you so much. That's my little sister. I love her to death.
Hey, Joy, Rockstar, all y'all. Shout out to everybody that watched, didn't comment, but y'all watch. I get y'all.
Jasmine, definitely appreciate you too.
Yes, Jazz. I don't know how you married Dame, but you did, I guess.
We still don't. It's still a mystery. Still a mystery.
Yep.
The
Hey, Clint, send me your
unsolved
address.
mystery.
Clint, send me your
As
address.
always.
I'm road trip.
Yeah, as always, check us out every Monday night at 10 p.m. on Twitch, YouTube Live, and Facebook. Listen to us on demand 24/7. I'll be posting the audio from this on all of our podcast locations: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Blog Talk Radio. Get the merchandise at teespring.com/store/GFT Radio. T-shirts, masks, hoodies, everything you need. GFT Radio is online, GFTradioshow.com, GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, GFT Radio on Twitch and on Facebook. Sunny.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. I gotta get in where y'all can see me. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok at IamSunny_D, on my blog, unreservedlyme.com. Thank y'all for listening.
What's going on, good people? Y'all know it's your boy Smooth. You can find me on Twitter at eTrentonGroomy, or you can visit my blog, akingstruth.com, where find a lot of my poetry, my thoughts and stuff. I'm gonna get back to doing the interviews again real soon. So holla at your boy.
And as always, it's your boy Willie Styles. Damn, you gotta see me too. What's up? It's your boy Willie Styles, always in the building. You can get at me at Willie Styles everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to remember the other one. I actually just posted some new TikToks. Check me out on Snapchat at willie.styles. I have been posting there lately, but I'm still stalking, so definitely follow me over there. Willie Styles 94 at Twitch, as well as stylesradio.com or williestyles.info for all my links, or click the link in my Instagram bio for my flow page, and you'll get all my links over there as well. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us. And
hey, I got Twitch too. I don't know I remember what I made it, but I have a Twitch.
You got a Twitch too? Okay, for sure.
I'm assuming it's the same as everything else, but don't quote me.
No doubt. Yeah. That's my other little sister, Carly, and that's actually my real cousin, Joy. So definitely we're gonna have to get y'all two together. And Jasmine said she don't know how she got in that situation either. All right.
Who said that?
We love y'all. We love all of you that's in the comments. We love all of you that didn't comment. Definitely come back. We'll get y'all next week.
You got some sense sometimes.
Smooth.
Hey, go back up.
See y'all in 7 days.
So.
You heard me?
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla.